Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. Continuing with the budget-friendly, easy-to-make, and relatively quick-to-make recipes, today I will be showing you how to make my stir-fried Napa cabbage with bacon, a one-pot meal that takes less than 30 minutes to make. But in order to get all the instructions, please watch to the end of the video because I'll be providing suggestions which will show you other ideas of what else you can serve to make this into a complete or more substantial meal. As well, in the end cards, I'll be providing other suggestions that you may consider if you like this video. And lastly, to entice you to watch all the way through, I will provide you a preview of what the next video will be, which is something that you can serve with this stir-fried Napa cabbage with bacon. Now, the macronutrient ratio for the stir-fried Napa cabbage and bacon is 3.3 to 1, with 6.2 grams of total carbs, 1.7 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in 4.5 grams of net carbs per serving. And by the way, these servings are quite substantial. So if you're using this as a side dish, you could actually make more servings out of it than just the ones I've recommended. Now here's how I prepare everything. I begin by gathering and preparing all my ingredients. For example, I cut the Napa cabbage, also called the Chinese cabbage, into about 2 centimeter or 3/4 inch width ribbons, starting at the tip of the cabbage where it's nice and soft, and then cutting even widths like this all the way till I get to the bottom. Please note that when you get to the end where the cabbage leaves are thicker and whiter, you should take these wider, thicker pieces of the leaf and cut them into half. These are really nice to have in the stir fry because they'll provide a nice crispy texture. And then just gather up all your cabbage and place it into a bowl. Then set the bowl aside until it's needed a little bit later. The next thing I do is I take the bacon out of its package, place it on my cutting board, and cut the bacon strips into 2.5 centimeter or 1 inch or about the width of a fork pieces. And when your bacon is all cut into nice pieces, just separate it a bit. And then I dice my onion into small pieces. By the way, if you'd like me to make a techniques video how to prepare vegetables such as onion, garlic, or any other vegetable, or meat for that matter, please let me know in the comments below. I know that many of you are just learning to cook, and I really love providing instructional videos, so tell me what you need and I'll try to make it. Then, grate the garlic. I don't have a garlic press, so I like to grate my garlic because it gives me a nice texture and it's a lot easier than just chopping it up. I never seem to get it fine enough by chopping. Now it's time to get your deep-sided frying pan or wok or Dutch oven, as I'm using here, and place it over medium heat on your stove top. Add the oil of your choice and use a pastry brush or a spatula in order to grease the bottom and the sides of your pan, wok, or Dutch oven. The reason I like to grease my pot is because then the bacon won't stick. When you notice that the oil is nice and hot and beginning to sizzle, distribute the chopped bacon pieces evenly over the surface of your chosen pan, and then fry the bacon until it's lightly crispy. Remember to toss it frequently so that it fries evenly. Next, add the chopped onion and grated garlic to your pan. Toss and cook for about 1 minute until you can begin and smell the onion and garlic. At which point sprinkle the red pepper flakes, but remember you don't need a lot of red pepper flakes to give this a really good flavor. Then immediately add in your cabbage ribbons. With a spatula, toss to combine all the ingredients. And just a few more steps, sprinkle the salt and then the black pepper on top. Toss again to combine. Oh, I almost forgot. Sprinkle the ginger powder lightly over the entire surface and then continue cooking for about 1 more minute to develop the flavor, but to still have the cabbage at a very crispy al dente stir-fried texture. Then quickly remove the pot from the oven and then ladle everything out into a cool serving dish or bowl to stop the cooking process. By the way, if you're only serving this for yourself or one other person or small family, this may be more than enough for maybe more than just one meal. So all you have to do is cover the bowl with cling wrap or put it into an airtight container, and this will store in your fridge for 5-6 days easily. And the nice thing is that the flavor will develop in the next day or two, and bring out even more of this delicious taste. Now, here are some other recipes I'd like to suggest, as I promised earlier, that will complement the Keto Napa Cabbage and Bacon Stir Fry. One of the things I like with this recipe are chicken wings, and one of our favorite is the crispy buffalo chicken wings, which I made in an earlier video. Or, if you want to keep within an Asian theme, another really great taste combination is to pair it with my spicy Korean BBQ chicken wings, which are a particular favorite, and I have to make double and triple the recipe every time I make it because my boys just can't get enough of it. I'd also like to mention that if you're making chicken wings, any kind at all, but especially these that need to be marinated, make extra, and just before you're ready to make your chicken wings, take how much you need and place the rest in single serving for you or for your family, however many you are serving for, Ziploc bags that are well labeled and dated, and freeze until the next time that you would like some chicken wings. Chicken wings that have been marinated and frozen this way are a great prep ahead meal and very time saving. I also like to serve my stir-fried Napa cabbage with a hamburger, either my ultimate burger, but especially my ultimate Juicy Lucy hamburger. Like the chicken wings, I usually make a double or triple batch of Juicy Lucy burgers. I use how much I need for that particular meal, and I freeze the rest very carefully in airtight containers and store them until next time. And in this way, I have prep ahead meals that I can make without a lot of extra work, are really great time savers for when you have had a really busy day, are tired, or you just don't feel like cooking. It's nice to have things in the freezer you can pull out and make. Recently, when I made the Napa cabbage and bacon, I also made my Vietnamese caramelized pork belly, and I served these two things together. It was amazing. So I hope you'll come back and check out the Vietnamese caramelized pork belly video when I post it, which will be very soon. As always, the printable recipe for the Napa cabbage and bacon, as well as the links for the videos that I've mentioned, will be posted in the description below. Thank you very much for staying to the end and watching this video. And if you can, please leave me a comment, and I invite you to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Scroll down and click on Notify All, otherwise you won't get notifications every time I post a new video. And to everyone who watches my videos, I greatly appreciate your time. Your time and support is very important to me. Until next time, keep well and cheers.